All right. So as you come in, I just had a chance today. I'm super late. Um, but just got a chance to start listening about halfway through Kendrick's album. There are a couple surprises. Number one, Kodak Black is on the album, and then number two, Eckhart Tolle is on the album. So that was very surprising. So I'm curious if y'all have heard it, what you think about it, if you like it or not. All right. So as you come in, please say hello. Put any questions in early. I feel like, obviously I don't announce, but I am going to say tomorrow I'm going to go live at 4. So there's a heads up. But feel free early to put your questions in if as soon as you pop in, because I always hate some of the really great questions come in right at the end. I'm going to start off by talking about how we sell. What's our process in Good Merger? I am actually not a big fan of selling or trying to push anything, so I stay away from that. And so, that means that we've kind of had to build a different kind of process. All right, so let's get a couple of these comments in. Thank y'all for popping in. We got Brendan G. What's up, homie? Thanks for popping on. Says, hey, Ace, good to see you. Thank you. And Sir Derek, what's up, man? Thanks for coming in. All right, so let's talk selling. Like when it comes to selling a business in particular, one of the things that a lot of people get frustrated with is dealing with business brokers, just because it's like, hey, if you're not going to buy right now, I don't want to really build a relationship with you. Like, tell me, how much money do you have? Can you afford to buy this business? Otherwise, get off of my phone. And that becomes frustrating because, when you're buying something as big as a business, you don't want it to just be this kind of transactional thing. You want to be able to build a relationship with that person. The other thing is there's no real consultation in the process. One of the things that you find, even if you're buying a car and you have a good salesperson, they're trying to figure out what your needs are. How many family members do you have? Do you need a minivan? Do you need a sports car? Like what? And it's very simple compared to a business, but a lot of times business brokers just don't want to spend that time. So what we found is on both sides. We as merger specialists, we really have two sales jobs to do. Number one is working with the business owner, convincing them that we are the best people to work with when it comes to selling their business. And a big part of that is what's the maximum value on one end, but on the other end is who's going to take care of their baby, and that's what we're finding, especially as, there are 10,000 baby boomers a day that are retiring. And a lot of those, 2.5 million baby boomers who own a business. And so when you have all these people that are selling this, a lot of those baby boomers, I talked about the story the other day where, the lady basically worked the business for 20 years, saved up the money, she had put it into retirement, and now she's retiring, so she just shuts the business down. Well, you've got a lot of baby boomers where, they have a retirement, but the thing that's really important to them, in addition to, getting a good value for the business, is who's going to take care of their legacy. A lot of times they dream that their business would go to stay in the family, but most kids, it's just it almost is a natural thing. But if you imagine just growing up and your whole life, your parents own this business, it's kind of boring. You know what I mean? Like even if it is a great financial opportunity, you don't want to do it. You've been around it all your life, and so it's not the much. It's just like, okay, whatever the case, like I want my life to be something else. I don't want to live my whole life growing up around this business and then spend my adult life in this business and die and then try to get my kids to take this business. Like, it's almost like this ultimate multi-level marketing scheme almost. You just got to push it on to the next and the next and the next. So what they end up with is like, okay, but I still care about this business. And so, I want somebody that's going to take care of that legacy. So on the front end, we've got a sales job. On the back end, we've got a sales job. Obviously, once we're finding that right buyer for the business, and it was really great having Rennie on. He's going through his very first business, And we usually will target private equity funds on the onset. And one of the reasons that we do that is that private equity funds are always in the business of buying businesses. And even when I was talking, as much as possible, I like to do B2B business. I really stay away from B2C. Even the franchise that we just acquired in Arizona, it's a B2B franchise. So I love as much as possible to deal with B2B. And when you're dealing with private equity funds, it's a B2B type of transactions, which the seller appreciates because they're dealing with a professional. The toughest thing is when and it's also why we try to train as many people to become business buyers as possible and be trained business buyers, because the reason I can't blame those business brokers for the way that they treat a lot of potential clients is that the average person doesn't know what they're doing. The business broker knows that they don't know what they're doing. So they, it's like, hey, it's just a numbers game. Like, I'm not here to spend a bunch of time with you. So for us, when we're doing deals, the first thing that makes it a lot easier in the sale process is that we're dealing with somebody who's a professional. So we try to filter out who we're selling to by people that know what they want. And that becomes a lot easier thing. It's like when you walk into an Apple store, I am not just walking in there like, hey, I have no idea what I want. Maybe I want an iPhone. Maybe I want an iPad. Maybe I want a Mac. Maybe I want a laptop. Like, I have no idea. When you go to an Apple store, you know what you're there to get. They may give you some, maybe it's the iPad and they're going to give you the different metrics of like, okay, this one has this much storage, blah, blah, blah. But you're not just going in there like, I don't know what I want to buy. So that makes a huge difference. When we're going to the people that typically we sell to, they know what they want. And so our sales job, and then even when we expand to investors, some of y'all are in our deal flow list, and we're slowly making it through that list. And one of the reasons we don't just blast out deals randomly to people, we want to find out like, hey, what are you looking for? And get really specific with you. And so we try to build that relationship with. So if you haven't heard from us yet, we're slowly making it through that list. As one of the reasons that we're getting more brokers is to be able to deal with the influx of people on both ends, people that want to buy and people that want to sell. If you're interested in becoming a merger specialist with us, that's that email down below, broker@goodmerger.com. So part of it is dealing with people that know what they want. And then it just becomes a job of logically showing them that this meets their criteria. So it's really not trying to convince anybody of anything. It's just, hey, here's what you want. Here's your criteria of what you want. Here's why we think this deal meets that criteria. And then here's some additional things, and this is where the real fun work of a merge specialist comes into play is, we want to understand, if it's somebody that owns a portfolio of businesses and we're selling them another business, we want to research those businesses. We want to understand, okay, like this business has, this database of people that meet this criteria or whatever, or this other business has some need for additional employees and that are maybe in graphic design or whatever. Like we have a business that does animation. So one of the things, like let's say we were selling a business, or this was kind of a deal where we're selling the animation business, another business, we want to say, here are the benefits. This company that you're considering buying has clients that want to buy those types of products that you provide. It has people that are already employees of this business that can do work that you need to get done. And so you're basically kind of bolting on. It almost becomes like Legos where you're saying, this is why this business fits perfectly into your portfolio, not just from an ROI standpoint, like all that stuff has to be there. But in addition to just it giving you a great ROI, here's the other side benefits strategically that you're going to get because of a symbiotic relationship between businesses in your portfolio, if it's an individual that has several businesses, or to your specific business, or to a fund that has a portfolio. So that's something I think that everybody could take advantage of, is just almost logic selling. So you're not trying to convince anybody of anything. You're literally just breaking down, but it requires work. It's a different kind of work where you're doing the research. And I just think it's the easiest way to close deals. So I wanted to come on. I am curious if anybody has heard Kendrick yet, what y'all think about it. Let me know in the comments. Let me know how you sell. If you've ever done a sales job, how you sell. And then I want to let you know tomorrow, I'm going to come on live and spend some time, kind of chill at 4. I know there've been a couple where I didn't get to a lot of people's questions. So this is a heads up. Tomorrow, 4 Eastern, we'll jump on and do a little chat. Looking forward to it. All right. Let's see. Say hi to a couple folks before we get out of here. Carrington Shelby says, my man Ace, I appreciate you jumping on. Looks like he does some credit hacks and finance stuff, which is very, very cool. My man, Pirate School, always great to see you here. It says, the album is pure. I don't know what that emoji means, but I'm sure it's good. It's pretty amazing so far. Sigma Enigma says, your shows and perspective are game-changing. Thank you for your time. I certainly appreciate it. Come back on. We're going to hang out for a while tomorrow, 4 p.m. tomorrow. I look forward to y'all's questions. Have a great Saturday. Hopefully I'll get into something fun tonight. And my man, Andrew, who is just killing it. This guy is absolutely killing it. I was talking to him this morning. He's like, man, I'm on text messages talking to some of the folks that have reached out. So, man, he's really killing it. It says, the biggest thing you're selling is yourself. 100% at the beginning of the relationship. And that's probably the biggest key, is that it is a relationship. And I think, Andrew does a good job. And that's what we want to, show clients on both sides, whether you're the seller or the buyer. We want a long-term relationship. It's not about the transaction. David Sweet says, Kendrick goes hard, need to listen more. Yeah. I wanted to wait, just got to it today. Like I said, I mean, when Eckhart Tolle and Kodak Black are on the Kendrick album like that tells you a lot. All right, enjoy y'all's evening. Talk to you tomorrow.